Hi, my name is Christine. I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and this is kind of a Stampin' 101 video that I wanted to make. So if you're just getting started with making cards, it can be a little intimidating because there's just so much to choose from. So I always recommend to choose a stamp set that's got images that you like. Notice that this one has, it's poppies, obviously painted poppies. So it's got these cute line drawing ones. It's got more open poppies. It's got a splotch here that you can add to your flowers for some color. It's also got this really, two splotches actually, that you can add more abstract color. And it's got two styles of leaves. Now it does not have any sentiments. So that's where Peaceful Moments comes in. So this one has sentiments for everything. So life's better with a friend like you, happy birthday, sympathy, congratulations, thinking of you, thank you. So many options here, which means that it's a stamp set that you'll use a lot, which is always a goal that I always recommend to my customers to buy something you love that you're going to buy a lot. Sorry, that you're going to use a lot. Because if you don't buy something you love, or you buy something that's kind of got one purpose, you may not use it a lot, and it doesn't really feel like good value for money, right? So those are the stamp sets we'll use. I'm using the white no cards and envelopes. So these are pre-cut, they are pre-scored. So the score line, I don't think you can see on the camera, but it's an imprinted line into the paper. Not printed, sorry, it's just an indent. So it's got kind of a valley on one side, and I call it a mountain on the other. So you always fold into the mountain, and what that line does is it prevents the paper from cracking. If you just fold a sheet of thicker cardstock, it can often just crack on you, and it just doesn't look very nice. Whereas when it's scored, it has a nice line. So I'm just making that line really nice and crisp with my bone folder. You can also do this with the edge of your acrylic block. Just make sure that it's nice and clean. So this is our card, and then we'll have our envelope. I'm going to set that aside for now, so we don't need it right away. What we do need is a stamp. So I'm using the open poppy. And this is an acrylic block. This is the standard block D, which will work for most stamps. When you're picking out a stamp set, it tells you which blocks coordinate with the stamp. So as long as you've got the biggest one that's recommended, then you are covered for the rest. So we're using our poppy image here. And this is our black Memento ink. The inks I'm using to make this card are all water-based, so they wash. Which is always nice because I often have inky fingers. So we'll just put our poppy over here. I love the nice crisp line art images. So to clean your stamps, you can use baby wipes, which works very well. And this is my Simply Chamois that you can also use. I just wet it. When it gets that it's not cleaning my stamps so much, that's when I run it under water, wring it out, and because I use water-based inks, they come right out. So now we've got our poppy image. I also want to make, I want to put some leaves on this, but I don't want the leaves to show through the poppy. Put this away too quickly. So I'm going to show you a technique called masking, which allows you to put that first image in front of whatever else you put down. So it's a really cool technique, and you can use it with a variety of different stamps. So I've got a regular sticky note here, and I've stamped the image so that it is on the sticky part of the sticky note, and we're going to cut that out. So I'm going along the black line, I'm not leaving any of the sticky note showing on the outside, and the reason for that is when I stamp my image, I don't want to have a gap between the flower and the leaves. So I'm just really making sure to actually be on that black line. So I'm not going to do all of this on the video because you don't need to see me cut out paper. So I'm going to set this aside And through the power of video, I have one already done, but I just wanted to show you the things to consider. So I'm lining this up. Because I've cut along the black line, it should really fill that in, and it does. So now we need, I am going to use these petals, or leaves I should say. Okay, so these are red rubber stamps as well. That means it's got a nice sort of foam backing beneath the red rubber, which allows for really nice clear impressions. All right, so I'm using Granny Apple Green. You'll probably hear me talking about color collections. So this is a green that is in the Brights collection. And what's nice about our color collections is you can't, like, it's 10 colors, or in the case of the in color collection, color collections, it's only 5. But they coordinate with one another. So it kind of takes the guesswork out of figuring out what color goes with what. So I also always recommend you choose 2 colors that you love and black to get started. So that was Granny Apple Green. And we stamped right over our image. So I'm going to put this ink pad away before I put my fingers in it. And so if we remove our mask, you can see that those leaves end up being behind the flower. So very simple technique that really just adds dimension to the card without having done anything special. So next, I do want to add a bit of color to this card. I know when I first saw this stamp set, I was like, oh, poppies, it's kind of Remembrance Day, but they are so much more than that. It's just about using color other than red to make them, and all of a sudden it's just a really beautiful flower. So I'm using Gorgeous Grape, which is also in the Brights color collection. Now, you'll see that it's quite a dark purple, but by stamping once and then stamping again, it's a much lighter shade. So this is called stamping off, and it allows you to get a lot more colors out of one ink pad. So there's our purple flower. What's nice with these open line images is you can also color them with markers or coloring pencils, which is another nice way to fill them in, but I like my splotches. And we need a sentiment for this card. So I'm gonna make a thank you card. So again, I'm just taking the stamp, putting it on the block, and we are set. I do not need my bone folder anymore. So black ink, and there we go. I love the font on this stamp set. It's really, really nice. All right, actually, so that's the front of our card. Easy peasy. 2 colors, well, 3 colors if you count the black. So nice image there. But I also like to decorate the insides of my cards and my envelopes. So I am going to use the other open line poppy for the inside. And I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape because I love it. So I'm just going to put the card aside. Oh, no, we need the card, don't we? So just a little pop of color on the inside of the card, and I'm going to do the same on the envelope. Because these cards are a little bit smaller than a standard card, I'm going to just keep it to the back because if you want to post this in the mail, you're going to have your address up here and your recipient's address here and your stamps, so not a lot of room to stamp an image, but it looks really pretty on the back and it's nice and coordinated. again before I stick my fingers in the ink. So there's our finished card, and you saw that really didn't take much time at all, and it's handmade, which everybody loves, and a nice little thank you card. So thanks for watching.